2008, American hardware giant HP gave Indian IT giant Mphasis a fresh lease of life. Not only did it pick up a stake in the company, HP signed a 7-year multi-million-dollar IT contract, but things have not been going well for the IT sector and the outlook is bleak. So while the contract has been extended for another 3 years, HP is renewing efforts to monetize that stake in Mphasis. CNBC TV8's Kritika, Saxena and Arundhati Ramanan report that Mphasis is focusing on streamlining its strategy to tide over both a new investor as well as the rocky times ahead.
IT major Mphasis is fighting fire on multiple fronts. Like the rest of the IT sector, Mphasis has taken a hard knock from the global economic slowdown, but Mphasis has felt more pain than any of its peers. That's because in 2008, when Hewlett-Packard bagged a majority stake in Mphasis by buying EDS, it signed a 7-year, multi-million-dollar master service agreement with Mphasis. This deal gave Mphasis access to a majority of HP's IT services contracts, helping it scale up revenues. By 2010, HP accounted for nearly 50% of Mphasis' revenues, but with the global slowdown forcing HP to consolidate its operations, discretionary spending went out the window, and with it, Mphasis lost a big portion of its revenues. Now, the IT contract, which expires in February 2016, has been renewed for another 3 years, but HP accounts for just 24% of Mphasis' revenues. And Mphasis is not very confident about a quick recovery.
My only point is, if 4.5 years data you have at your hand, and if I'm not reporting any breakthrough, the only wise thing to do is to use that to model your numbers.
A slowdown aside, Mphasis has a lot on its plate. HP is renewing efforts to sell its 60.5% stake in the IT major, a sale that could fetch around $1 billion. This means Mphasis has to divide its attention between working out and implementing a strategy that will revive growth momentum, all the while bracing for the uncertainty and volatility a change in majority shareholding brings.
When such noise comes, it is distinctly possible as a human being that you can get distracted. The moment you get distracted and take your eyes off the customer or eyes off your pipeline, what it does is competition walks away with your customer.
As and when there is a new investor, new buyer, etc., is life going to change for employees or investors at all?
No, I mean, if there is a new investor, ultimately it is a listed company, and we need to have a strategy which is being successful, regardless of whosoever is the investor. They want to see company successful. And if we have the right strategy, it doesn't matter who the investor is.
It's true that HP's previous attempts to sell its stake in Mphasis failed, but this time experts believe the sale will go through if pricing can be worked out. After all, despite struggling to reach a high growth path, Mphasis has a cash chest of $400 million, and that makes it one of the more attractive deals in the market. With Kritika, Saxena in Bengaluru, in Mumbai, Arundhati Ramanan.